Hey everybody, welcome back to ReligionWinked TV, where my spiritual ear stands. Y'all, I'm convinced people love guns, okay? I'm convinced. Story after story after story. And I'm also convinced that this young man wanted to use the guns of the police to take his life today. And I know you're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking
Welcome
about?
to Religion Wing TV, where my spiritual ears stay.
Hey everybody, welcome back to ReligionWinked TV, where my spiritual ear stands. Y'all, I'm convinced people love guns, okay? I'm convinced. Story after story after story. And I'm also convinced that this young man wanted to use the guns of the police to take his life today. And I know you're like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Well, a Powder Springs suspect, murder suspect, shot by officers in Ellenwood. Check this out. Breaking news. This was published on the 9th. But for this channel and for us, my audience, it's breaking news to me. I did not know a man was wanted for murder after beating down a woman, taking her life, on the run somehow. Police catch up with him. There's a white truck. There's a parking lot. There's witnesses. There's about 40 police officers on the scene, cars at that. And you know there's generally two in the car. It was just a whole mess out there. And this is what convinced me that the man wanted to commit suicide by the law, by the cops, by law enforcement, by the police, who I like to call sometimes, some of them, wolves in sheep clothing. Because the officer said he heard the man say this is the day, and then drew a gun and they fired on him and he lost his life. Y'all let me know what you think about all this after all you hear all what's going on and what's being said. Today is the day, man says, before being fatally shot by law enforcement. Is this true? Is it not true? Was this man tired of running? I don't know what his criminal record was prior to him being a murder suspect in the beatdown of this woman, the alleged beating of this woman. But what I do know is that some people might had a lot of run-ins with the law, and at this point are like, I'm done. I'm tired. Take my life. Here I am. I surrender. But he didn't surrender it all to Jesus. He just surrendered it all to the hands of the police and said, you know what? I can't do this no more. Might have been guilty of beating down that woman. Was probably avoiding charges. I never know these stories until we talk about it face to face. That way, if I say something, don't say something, right? You guys get in the comments down below. Let me know. But I'm going to give it to you the best way I can with my own personal opinion. All right? I'm a 54-year-old grandmother at this point in time. I ain't get this far in life for being ignorant. That's all I'm just going to say, all right? Or killing, stealing, and destroying too many people along the way now. Oh God, gotta have a little sense of humor with this. This stuff is dark and heavy, y'all. But ain't nobody else talking about the gun violence and how these demons are out here just enjoying the fact that they can take life with a gun. And now some people are giving me the vibes that a lot of this being shot by the police, sometimes in their mind, they just like threw up their hands, threw the towel in, said, I'm done. They have a gun on them, allegedly. In the case of this man, you say, this is the day. I'm out of here. I'm going by you. I'm going to pull on you so you pull on me. And it's more y'all than me. I might hit one of y'all, but all of y'all might hit me. So I'm out of here. This is how the Henry County Sheriff's Office says the man was murdered. He was a murder suspect and he pointed a gun at officers before he was shot and killed. Suicide by cops? You let me know. Ellenwood, Georgia. A man wanted for the brutal, deadly beating of a woman in Powder Springs was shot and killed by police officers. Now, let's just stop there. This happened Thursday afternoon. This article was written on the 9th. Today is the 10th. It's at Ellenwood, Georgia, I do believe. Okay? Henry County. This is Sheriff Reginald B. Scandrett. I like to spell the name Scandrett. Scandrett. Alright? So, wanted for a deadly beating of a woman. This shooting happened around 1 p.m. in the 1700 block of Panola Road in Ellenwood. Panola Road in Ellenwood, okay? Yep. So, we got someone coming on the scene named Michael Woods. Michael says, quote, I heard police coming. A lot of sirens. So I turned to look across the street and I saw them converging on this parking lot. I told y'all. And there was a white pickup truck. I told you. Probably 40 police cars. I'm not lying. I'm only going by what Michael said here, okay? And I told you maybe there's 2 in each car. And this is what Michael Woods said, who witnessed the shooting. And we grew up with someone named Michael Woods. Hey, how are you? Anyway, the Woods family, period. How you doing, all right? I believe there was a Michael. I'm not sure. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with Cobbins. I don't know. Anyway, Sheriff Scandrett said officers, he's a black man, baby. Now, let me tell you, he defended his police department and his officers as in they had the right to bear arms on this man. Sheriff said officers had followed the suspect to a shopping center and had successfully surrounded him. Again, whenever there's a pursuit with the police and a suspect, it is not ending good, y'all. My advice to you suspects, just put it all at the feet of Jesus before you even get in a shootout with the police. Turn yourself in. Don't do the crime. You won't have to face any of this, okay? But there's people out here that like to do this stuff, okay? And anytime there's a pursuit, it doesn't end good. We saw it with the Waukesha parade and Darrell Brooks Jr. Now, mental health plays a part in this as well, fear and all that. But he was being apprehended and pursued by the police and ended up running into the parade. Was it by choice? Or was it by fear? Was it by just trying to get the hell away? None of us really know. But all we know, when the police is in pursuit, the young 11-year girl downstate, New York, coming upstate to visit family in Ulster County. The police said he pulled Dad over, and I don't know. I think he said it smelled like weed or something, and he pepper sprayed Dad. Dad didn't feel it was safe. Dad took off. Police come behind him. Sheriff officer, trooper. Boom, boom, rammed the car twice within 9 seconds. Flipped the car over, and the little girl is dead. Trying to tell you, it's crazy. Right? So you don't know. We don't know, people. But the conversation is this. Are there people out there getting in gun battle with the police saying this is the day, whatever day that may be? No man know the hour, Paul says. But some people know the hour when they want to die. And if they're surrounded by a bunch of police and they say, man, I'm about to go to jail for the rest of my life. I can't. I'm out of here. I'm going to draw this gun on them and force them to shoot me. This gentleman entered into some dialogue with them. I couldn't hear what it was, but he talked to them back and forth, Wood said. So he was going back and forth. He probably was saying, this is the day. He probably was mumbling under his breath. One of us going out today. It's more y'all than me. So I'm going to take a few of y'all with me if I got to go. I don't know. I try to get inside the mind of a criminal, inside the mind of a killer. I don't know. We've all learned at some point in time there's hope for us all. I don't sit here and root for these people to get their lives together, but for the love of God, what could we do before they destroy their lives? And other people in the process. As collateral damage, maybe because they're tired of living the life they're living. They don't know how to get it together. They don't know how to put the guns down. They don't know how to pick up honest living. And what is this violence with beating people to death? Oh my God, this world is very dark, y'all. Very, very, very dark. So Skandrick goes on to say, I think our officers took every opportunity he could to talk this particular suspect down. Still, the name is unknown. But I bet you if I go research a woman beat down in Ellen Powder Springs, we'll figure it out by the end of this video, okay? So it goes on to say to try to help him in a situation to suffer less, and he took the opposite route. And some people do. I'd rather die than go to prison. I'm not pleading guilty to beating no woman to death, even though I probably did it, allegedly. I don't know. But I ain't going to prison. That's why I'm on the run and y'all chasing me now because I didn't want to go to prison for beating that woman to death. And now here you are trying to take me to jail for that. I'm about to shoot up everything and go to hell by the hands of the police. The sheriff said the suspect, whose identity has not yet been released as of the 9th, it probably has been now, and I'll do an update, okay? Told officers, today's the day. Took a drink. Y'all. Whew. Of what? Now, if he said he'd pour some out to the homies, because he knew he was going to be with the homies, but to take a drink, baby, there's a woman that was just taking all kinds of drugs up into the facilities. He could have hooked up with her if he went to prison and had a drink. Listen, there was a woman, a officer at one of these jails. I put it on my community tab, I believe, over there on YouTube, that basically was bringing in all kinds of drugs to the facility. He talking about a drink. Hell, he better thirst and drink. Those who hunger and thirst after righteousness, baby. Ooh, they shall be filled. What y'all here drinking on, people? Is it making you pick up a gun? Is it making you kill other people? I stopped drinking that, honey, real quick. Stop drinking it, okay? No, so the sheriff ain't done talking, y'all. When I show you the video, he's a fine-looking old sheriff, but he ain't done talking. Once he did that, he produced the handgun. He pointed directly at the officers. Officers returned fire. Oh, he didn't say he shot. He said he pointed it at him, right? So who shot fire first? I was listening to comprehend, okay? Some of you Christians out there listen just because that's what Jesus told you to do. You got to listen to comprehend. That's why my spiritual ears stay, y'all. He said he pointed the gun. He produced the handgun. He didn't say he fired it. He said his officers returned fire. How you return fire if none was fired? Just because I pointed at you don't mean I fired. Now, if he said he pointed it and fired, what do you guys think? We're adults here now. We're just going through the story, okay? I told you. Some police... Let's see what he said. He said he pointed it. He didn't say there was fire. And sometimes I tell you, police respond too quick, hastily, and as fast as a speeding bullet. They do. All right. Officers then secured the scene. Hell. When they returned fire on some fire that might not have been sent in the first place, allegedly. I don't know if he shot first or not. I'm not here to defend anybody. We are here looking at the facts. Welcome to the house of O Lord, the court of O Lord, Lord, Lawd, the court of O Lord. Okay? It's just the facts. They killed the suspect after they returned fire. Did he shoot his gun at them first? The report doesn't say that. It doesn't mean it didn't happen, but we're only going by what we have right now, because even police, reporters, suspects, defendants, victims, sometimes they don't want to tell the truth for some reason, okay? So he said he pointed the gun. He produced the gun. He produced the gun. He pointed it directly at the officers, but did he shoot fire at them first? We know they returned fire. All right, so, and it goes on to say, hey, the Georgia Bureau of Investigations has been requested to investigate the shooting. And one of the questions I like for the GBI to do, the GBI or the FBI? Oh, it's the Georgia Bureau of Investigations, not the Federal Bureau. Georgia has their own Bureau of Investigations, okay? And what I like for the GBI to do is basically, did that man shoot at the police first? Is any of this right? I told you, I don't have the right or like the right to bear arms. There should be some new gun laws, just like they trying to censor and govern everything else. Why they can't get a handle on these guns? Because Satan knows the one producing it in your community, like Scanger said, he produced the gun. They're producing guns in your community, and no, you're hostile, you're angry, you're broken, you're struggling, you're out here wondering why the world keep coming down on you. And I've been telling you in the morning, read why, and you just take a gun and kill somebody before you go to prison. You beat some woman to death for no reason. You like the police in Chicago took Andress Woodford's life, shot her in the chin, shot her dead in the face. These demons are out here. They don't need a reason to be evil, y'all. And people know evil people, black or white, with a gun in their hand, or do some evil, wicked stuff, even if you disguise yourself as the police sometimes. Wolves in sheep clothing. They probably fired on that man first. They're like, you know what? I don't want to deal with this dude in court, all this goddamn paperwork. He killed the woman. He over there talking shit right now. We got him surrounded. He just pointed out a gun. Boom! Got him. We ain't got to deal with this no more. Powder Springs Police Chief Lane Caldwell said the same man shot by police was the sole suspect in the murder of a woman found dead inside her townhome earlier that day. So, wasn't no time going by. They was looking for him for something they, allegedly suspected him of doing earlier that day. The chief said officers responded to that residence in the 3800 block of Equity Lane. around 10 a.m. for a welfare check. Now that's the third welfare check we done heard, honey. Angie's dad went over to check on her. The welfare check for the 4 dead in Milwaukee, and now this welfare check here. People, when you realize there's something wrong or somebody didn't stick to their schedule, don't take it for granted and brush it off of, oh, they just may be running late, or they might have went to somebody else's house, or they may be staying after work late or something like that. Don't do it, okay? Act quickly. Inside, officers found the body of a woman. So it says inside, officers found the body of a woman inside, police said. Okay. Police said they were able to track the suspect to Henry County. The name of the victim was not released. The name of the suspect has not been released as of this report. The sheriff said this is the 7th similar shooting in the county in the past month and a half. Now let's go on up here and I'll listen to this sheriff, okay?
Man has been shot and killed by officers. At them. Fox 5's Eric Perry is live in Henry County with the latest.
And Eric, the sheriff has shared what may have been his last words.
Yeah, really chilling last words. Really an active scene out here hours after that shooting. The sheriff said before those officers opened fire, he told them this is the day, and then he pointed a gun at those officers.
This is one of the busiest streets in Ellenwood.
A sea of blue lights surround the 5 Points Crossing Shopping Center on Panola Road in Henry County.
All right, so this is in Ellenwood, Georgia. You hear them saying this is what the police officer said, that the man said, he said, she said. We don't really know what was said. All we know is that they returned fire when he showed them and produced them this handgun, okay? So y'all let me know what you think about what we're hearing right now down below in the comments. And again, I'll try to give my commentary as we go along.
As the GBI investigates an officer-involved shooting involving Henry County Police. Henry County.
Yeah, God don't edit out my flaws. I'm afflicted. And y'all just saw me trying to go to the pause button right here. And it's in the middle of the screen. I was over here trying, I'm like, where the hell is the pause button?
Sheriff tells me the man killed was wanted for a murder Thursday morning out of Sandy Springs.
When we received the information on the individual, we were able to pull the evidence.
Now, they say Sandy Springs here. I'm reporting Powder Springs, so it may be the same thing, but the article said Powder Springs that I'm reading from.
Dress up, which came back here to Henry County. When he came back to Henry County to sit on the address, saw the suspect come out, get into his car. Once he got into his car, we got behind him and attempted to pull him over.
The man then pulled into the shopping center. I'm told those on scene worked to talk the man out of his truck.
He continued to say that today is the day. He took a last drink or a drink of some type of...
All right, today's the day. He took the drink, some kind of substance. I don't know what's in them spirits, but that alcohol got people out here bearing arms. All kind of arms. With the guns, arms, body. It just got y'all out here doing the wickedest. I mean, cut back on this stuff, y'all. They are putting stuff in this stuff to delusionize, to make you delusional, okay? Now, damn, I'm looking. I swear it's not me. I'm not delusional, y'all. I'm used to the pause button being over here on videos.
Once he did that, he produced a handgun. He produced a handgun. He pointed it directly at our officers.
That's when officers shot and killed the man.
I heard police coming.
All right. No. In the court of law. In the court of law. In the court of Lord. Oh, Lord. Did that officer, the sheriff, Scandrick, did he say the man shot first? How? I mean, they can justify this all they want to. In the investigation, would you say the man shot first based off of what you have right here? And pulling a gun on an officer, don't get me wrong, that's not cool either. It'll make them want to shoot you, and you're going to end up dead. That's why I said this man wanted to actually commit suicide by the officers because he pointed that gun at them. That's not cool to do. So he wanted this to go down like this. Did he? Let me know down below what you think.
So I turned to look across the street, and I saw them converging on this parking lot across the street here. And there was a white pickup truck here, probably 40 police cars at the time.
Michael Woods heard and saw everything unfold as he was across the street when it happened.
Oh, so that's Michael Woods, okay?
The moment he made that move, the police immediately opened fire. I mean, it was rapid fire. It wasn't 2 shots. It was like...
What move was that? Nobody's saying he shot first, though, y'all. He took a drink. He got out the car. He showed him a gun. But did he fire first? And like I said, after just beating down a woman and them chasing him for the murder of a woman, I wouldn't trust this man with a gun either. I mean, you pointed at me, and I'm the first to tell you I don't carry a gun. But if I had one, I'm going to shoot you first. Don't point no gun at me, hell.
Vietnam. I mean, you can hear it.
Ooh, he said Vietnam, honey. Ooh, child. Whatever that man did, I'm telling you, Officer Scandrick said, get him. Get him.
He's a family friend. He'd be around. This man didn't want to give his name, but told me
he don't want to give his name, but you see his face. And I'm going to leave it there for y'all because he is a little cute dude. But, yeah, people are going to side in a situation like this. Some people are going to say, oh, he's a family friend. He's a cool dude. Cool dudes and family friends and your neighbors don't do this kind of stuff to you. The enemy does. The wickedness of a person's heart is what got them doing this, y'all. Genesis 6 and 5. They can only disguise themselves as cool, as nice, as church going.
The man killed. He says he never would have expected something like this to happen. The sheriff tells me his officers are placed.
Would you ever expect him to beat a woman to death, allegedly? You don't expect the police to shoot and kill this man or him wanting to die by suicide. But did you ever think he would beat a woman to death? This cool dude, this family friend?
In danger all too often.
And this is the number 7. And unless you've been in those type of shoes, you can imagine what they go through. I think that our officers took every opportunity that he could to try to talk this particular suspect down.
No shots fired at this point in time through the whole article. Let the man stand there with his alcohol in the drink until you get Kevin Spacey. Didn't he play who was that? The Negotiator with Samuel L. Jackson? One of them. You get in some professionals because police on the force, they train, but they're not trained in the right way. Some of them. And again, they get scared and pull that trigger and react quick. And we've seen it all too often. There's not much more going on here. I will leave.
When we received the information on the individual, we were able to pull the address up, which came back here to Henry County. When it came back to Henry County to sit on the address, saw the suspect come out, get into his car. Once he got into his car, we got behind him and attempted to pull him over.
The man then pulled into the shopping center. I'm told those on scene worked to talk the man out of his truck.
He continued to say that today is the day. He took a last drink or a drink of some type of substance, and he stepped outside of his vehicle very, very slowly. Once he did that, he produced a handgun. When he produced the handgun, he pointed it directly at our officers.
That's when officers shot and killed the man.
Again, no shots fired as of yet. It's wrong to pull a gun on a police officer. But how did the police respond? Did they respond correctly with returning fire when there was no shots fired at this point that we could see? What do you think? And did they have the right to defend themselves? Because a lot of people would be, I'd rather shoot you before you shoot me kind of attitude. So y'all let me know what you think down below. Thank you so much for watching this video. You're watching ReligionWinked TV, and my spiritual ear stay. Shalom, everybody.